In the quiet hours of the night, when the world finally slows down and the noise of expectations fades into the background, it becomes easier to hear the thoughts you usually try to silence. The thoughts that whisper that you are behind, that time is slipping away, that others have already arrived while you are still searching for direction. And it is in these moments that doubt feels heavier, more convincing, more real. But tonight, instead of fighting those thoughts, allow yourself to sit with them calmly, because history has something important to say to you, something that has been repeated across centuries yet often ignored in a world obsessed with speed. And that message is simple but powerful. You are not late, not in life, not in growth, not in becoming who you are meant to be. The idea of being late is a modern illusion created by comparison, pressure, and constant exposure to other people's highlight reels. But real lives, meaningful lives, the lives that leave lasting impact, rarely follow a straight or fast path. They unfold slowly, quietly, often painfully, shaped by years of uncertainty, patience, and unseen effort. When we look back at history, we tend to see the moment of success, the finished masterpiece, the achieved greatness, but we forget the long silence before it, the decades where nothing seemed to happen, where progress felt invisible even to the person living it. Many of the people we admire today spent years believing they had failed, believing they had missed their chance, believing they were too old, too slow, or simply not good enough. Yet time revealed a deeper truth, that their journey required slowness, because slowness builds depth, and depth is what allows something to last. In a culture that praises early success, it is easy to feel broken when your life does not follow that pattern. But history does not reward those who rush. It remembers those who endure, those who continue quietly when no one is watching, those who improve slowly without applause, those who keep showing up even when doubt feels louder than hope. And if you are listening to this now, feeling uncertain about your pace, feeling like you should be further ahead, let this moment be a pause, not a judgment. Because the feeling of being behind often comes from comparing your private struggle to someone else's public success, and comparison has a way of distorting reality. It makes beginnings feel like failures and patience feel like weakness. But patience has always been one of the most powerful forces in history. Empires were not built overnight. Ideas that changed humanity were not accepted immediately. Art that now moves millions was once ignored or rejected. And lives that eventually inspired generations were once lived in obscurity. The early chapters are rarely celebrated, yet they are the most important because they shape character, resilience, and clarity. When nothing is happening on the surface, everything is happening beneath it, like roots growing in darkness, strengthening quietly. preparing for growth that cannot yet be seen. And this is where many people give up, not because they are incapable, but because they misunderstand the phase they are in. They mistake preparation for failure, waiting for stagnation, and silence for insignificance. But history shows us that silence is often where the most important work is done. It is where focus deepens, where values solidify, where identity forms. Without the influence of applause or approval, when you are not being watched, you are free to become something real, something strong, something honest. And that kind of growth cannot be rushed, the pressure to arrive early is not wisdom, it is noise. And noise distracts us from our own rhythm. Nature does not hurry, yet everything arrives. Trees do not compete with each other. Seasons do not apologize for taking time. Rivers do not rush to prove their worth. And yet they shape landscapes over centuries. Your life follows the same principle. Meaningful change happens gradually, invisibly, over time. And the moments you feel most behind are often the moments where you are actually laying the foundation for something important. Many people who achieved lasting success later in life did so because they spent years learning, failing, adjusting, and refining their understanding of themselves and the world. They develop patience, emotional strength, and perspective, qualities that cannot be acquired quickly. And when their moment came, they were ready, not just externally, but internally. Success that comes too early often collapses because it lacks depth. But success that comes after patience tends to endure because it is supported by experience, humility, and self-awareness. If you feel like your progress is slow, consider the possibility that your journey requires depth rather than speed. Some paths are not meant to be rushed because they're shaping something within you that will matter later. Every delay teaches you something, even if it feels frustrating now. You learn how to persist without validation, how to trust yourself when there is no evidence yet, how to continue when motivation fades and only discipline remains. These lessons are invisible, but they are invaluable, and they often determine who remains standing when challenges appear later. The world celebrates speed, but history remembers resilience. It remembers those who stayed when it would have been easier to quit, those who continued when no one believed in them, those who build quietly without certainty. The feeling of being late is often just a sign that you are walking a different path. And different paths have different timelines. Not everyone is meant to peak early. Some are meant to mature slowly, gaining insight, strength, and clarity along the way. And when you finally arrive at your moment, it will feel aligned rather than rushed-earned, rather than accidental, meaningful rather than empty. The truth is that there is no universal timeline for a good life. There is only alignment between who you are becoming and what you are building. And alignment cannot be forced. It develops over time through reflection, effort, and patience. Many people who appeared successful early later struggled because they had not yet developed the inner stability to sustain what they had built, while others who arrived later carried a quiet confidence rooted in experience and self-knowledge. And if you are still searching, still learning, still unsure, that does not mean you are late. It means you are still in the process of becoming someone with depth, perspective, and resilience. The quiet seasons are not wasted, they are essential. They teach you to listen to yourself instead of the noise around you. They allow you to explore what truly matters without external pressure. They give you space to grow honestly rather than perform for approval, and these qualities will serve you long after temporary success fades. When doubt tells you that time is running out, remember that time is not chasing you. It is walking with you, shaping you, preparing you. Every experience you have, even the difficult ones, adds something to your understanding, sharpens your intuition, strengthens your patience. And when you look back one day, you will see that the moments you thought were delays were actually redirections, guiding you towards something more suitable, more meaningful, more aligned with who you truly are. You are not competing with anyone. You are not behind schedule. You are not failing because your journey looks different. You are simply living a life that requires time, and that is not a flaw. It is a design. The pressure to arrive quickly often leads people to places they are not ready to sustain. But the path you are on is teaching you how to carry responsibility, how to handle uncertainty, how to remain grounded when outcomes are unclear. These skills are rare and powerful, and they are often developed only through slow progress. The people history remembers were not those who rushed blindly forward, but those who adapted, learned, and persisted through uncertainty. They trusted the process even when the destination was unclear. And if you are here now, listening, breathing slowly, allowing yourself to rest in this moment, that means you are still committed to your journey. Even if you feel tired, even if you feel unsure, and that commitment matters more than speed. Progress is not always visible, but it is always happening when you continue with intention. Even the smallest steps count. Even the days that feel repetitive are building something within you. And one day, when your moment arrives, it will not feel sudden. It will feel inevitable, because you will recognize that everything you went through led you there. The waiting, the doubt, the quiet nights, the slow growth, all of it will make sense. So for now, allow yourself to release the belief that you are late. Replace it with the understanding that you are exactly where you need to be for this stage of your life, becoming stronger, wiser, and more prepared with each passing day. History does not belong to those who arrive first, it belongs to those who last, and if you continue patiently, steadily, quietly, your time will come, not because you rushed, but because you endured.